It's a blessing to welcome on one of the top 50 prospects in 2021, the face and the highest ranked recruit in Georgia Tech 20 right now, Dallan Coleman. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Well, let's get into this. This is a group that's coming together now, top 20 ranked recruiting class. You're the highest commit now. How excited are you for, and what does it feel like to not be committed?
I'm really excited, especially with all the pressure that's been relieved off my shoulders. I really can focus on my high school season now.
And as I said, this is a group you're putting together. Three guys now committed, top 20 ranked recruiting class. What can Georgia Tech fans expect for this group?
Just pretty much trying to we want to change the program around. Like I know the last few years they've been on the come up, but like I'm trying to get them like to the next level, like to the tournament and have a deep tournament run.
You, Miles, Jalon's the most recent one. Do you guys happen to know each other prior to the commitments, or did you guys start building the bond now?
We actually just started bonding with each other. We all in a group chat now.
Absolutely. Well, let's go into this recruiting process. It's been a long one. You've had many different schools wanting you. Been a long recruiting process. You came down to a top three though: Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech. What went into those three schools?
Just those three schools. They were all schools that recruited me at the combo guard, and I just felt like those were schools that like really wanted me, and I was felt the most comfortable with. But with the pandemic, those were two schools that recruited me when the pandemic first started, and I actually like I couldn't get on campus to those schools. So like Georgia Tech, with them being the only school in my final three, it was like the only school that I've been on campus multiple times.
If could have went to Texas Tech, you could have went to Ole Miss or any other school. Do you think their recruiting could have changed at all for you?
Yeah, I think it could have changed a little bit.
Absolutely. When you mentioned another key part there, these three schools wanted you to run the combo guard position. How important was that to you?
It's really important because I feel for me to get to the next level, playing like I feel I got a better chance of playing at the next level with me playing at the one position.
Coach Pastner is a great coach, and he's kind of been with this group, building it up now for the past couple of years. To finally have you come in there, what's your bond like with him, and how's that grown since he started recruiting you?
Actually, that's another thing why I chose Georgia Tech. I got the longest relationship with those guys going back when I was at University of Memphis. I actually went there for a couple power hours, and we kind of built a relationship then. And then when they first got to Georgia Tech, they offered me like going into my eighth grade year. So and then it just stuck on me ever since then.
Having a school offer you that early and go through pretty much your entire high school career now, how important was that for when it came down to the decision?
It just showed me like how like some of my work has paid off and like that it's about to get real.
A lot of people might not know you because of there not being AAU or at least a full AAU season. No one in 2020 really is truly understood. No one sees what you guys look like. Describe your game. What can Georgia Tech fans expect from you?
I say my ability to shoot the ball from outside. I'm very versatile. Can play multiple positions, guard multiple positions, play with the ball in my hands or without it, and I'm a good defender as well.
Now, you were out here in Arizona about a week ago for the Pangos All-American camp, and you're playing against some of the top guys in the entire country. You were the leading scorer in the game, and you showed a lot of stuff what you can do out there. Obviously, you can get to the rim and score, but you are one of the better, if not the best shooter in the class. How have you learned to get that confidence in a game?
It just comes with a whole bunch of repetition. Just like once you know you put in countless hours of work and shots, it just feels natural when you come in the game.
A lot of guys might take a few shots to get used to it and start firing away. Your first shot in the Pangos thing, about 5 or 6 feet back from the three-point line. Is that something that you're comfortable shooting from at any point in the game?
Yeah, I'm most definitely comfortable doing that.
Now, discussing with Coach Pastner, is he wanting you from shoot from wherever? Where does he want you as a role when you come in as a freshman?
Pretty much, I got big shoes to fill once I get there, so he's pretty much gonna let me like rock out and do what he know I'm capable of doing.
You mentioned your recruiting class so far. Are there any other pieces you guys want to try adding on?
Uh, Not right now. I know it's some kids that's already committed, but I know it's some people I'm still working on that's committed.
Your upcoming high school season now, you guys are going to get going. We start preseason about a week now. How excited to get the season's going?
It's really excited because this is my last year, senior year. I want to go out with a bang. I want to get a state championship, district championship, regionals, all that.
Now let's go into your last season. You had a big time year, averaging around 26 a game, 8 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game. You guys also had a 14-12 record. Take us through the ups and downs of last season.
Just pretty much. I feel like we lost pretty early in the playoffs last year, and I think we kind of let some of the people down in the city because I was expected and the team was expected to go way farther than what we did. But this year, I definitely feel like that we can go way farther than what we were projected to do last year.
What would you say is the biggest thing you learned from last year that you're going to try critiquing and now and improving on your game for this upcoming year?
From a team standpoint, I would just say not taking other teams for granted, just going out there like and playing every game like that. It can be our last game, and it's the same thing with this pandemic that it taught us as well.
Mhm.
Like going into this, we probably thought we was gonna have an AAU season, but we didn't. So every time that I tried to step out on the court in the summer, I just try to go out there like this is my last time playing summer ball.
Everyone had the past 6 or so months sitting at home in quarantine. Each guy we saw how some guys were able to separate themselves. You go into this quarantine break, no AAU basketball, just your time to work out, work on your craft. How did you use in the past 6 months, pretty much being at home with quarantine?
Uh, the main thing I was just working on my athleticism because that's my biggest thing that I've needed to work on. Just like I want to get better, like at playing athletic in a congested area, not just like when it's just me and myself in the rim. Like anybody can dunk, then I want to dunk in traffic.
You're originally from Memphis, Tennessee. What caused the transition for you to go from out there to Florida?
My dad, he got a coaching job here at the high school I'm at, so I transitioned with him down here.
And being in Florida is not an easy state. There's lots of loaded talent, if not maybe the best state in America to play basketball in. What's it like playing basketball out there?
I always tell people it's way different from playing basketball in Memphis. In my opinion, I felt the competition in Memphis was a whole lot different than what it is in Florida.
Are you saying that Florida is better than Memphis?
Nah, I think the competitive and basketball in Memphis is more competitive than it is in Florida. Because if you really think about it, Florida's a football state.
You were going to run with Team CP3. Why'd you want to run with them?
I just felt like they was gonna have like they were gonna put me on a better platform and just they got winning. Uh, I just feel like they was gonna go to the Peace Jam. And I feel like that was the best team that I could play with to get there and win the thing with.
We know the team name behind it, CP3, Chris Paul, and that's something we see a lot more NBA players sponsoring youth programs. How excited would you have been to be able to learn from a guy, Chris Paul, and whatever involvement he had with the program at that point?
It would have been real exciting because with him being in the NBA, one of the top point guards, and then he's also on the I think it's the associations. He has something to do with that. So like just picking his brain and asking him different stuff that'll help.
I know one routine you had during quarantine was make 300 shots a day from three. Discuss that mindset and your work ethic.
Uh, Back to the same thing you had asked me earlier about having the confidence to do that. It's just like repetition. Like after a while, just doing that, it just gives me the confidence to do it in the game. So it just comes natural.
Did you grow up with that same mindset, or did it take time to develop that work ethic?
Nah, well, the work ethic, I feel like I always had that, but the mindset, I feel like they came along once I got older and more mature.
At what age would you say it clicked for you? When did you start turning the page and realize you could become an elite player and you're one of the best players in your class?
I'd say my eighth going into my ninth grade year.
Was it a certain tournament or game, or did it just kind of happen over a stretch of time?
It just happened over a stretch of time. Really, like when those schools like first started offering me, that's when it clicked.
We do see a lot of guys that get offers, get a lot behind their name heading into high school. It's hard to sustain that then for 3, 4 years. How are you able to continue to stay locked in on your goal and be able to continue to maintain being an elite player?
Just keeping the same mindset and work ethic, just knowing like that this is just the beginning and like I haven't reached my main goal.
Without a doubt. We will be playing the ACC about 9, 10 months from now. How excited are you playing that conference?
Really excited because that's the next closest thing to the NBA. People say playing against pros night in, night out.
You look at the ACC, who is the team you're most excited to go play against?
I'd probably say the Dukes and in North Carolina.
When you get into those environments, growing up as a kid watching college basketball, we see those big environments. We see how hyped up they are. To be able to step foot on those courts and eventually, how's that going to set in for you?
Uh, it'd be really exciting because, like I say, every kid growing up has wanted to play in an environment like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a dream to play in an environment for like this me as well.
No doubt. And I know Coach Schwartz also had a big impact in the recruiting process. Discuss how his relationship was with you.
Yeah, his relationship is good. He was like with Coach Passion in Memphis as well. And like I said, anytime like he calls me, it's not always about basketball. It's about other stuff as well. He's joking about girls, school, video games, just not just strictly basketball. And I feel that's important as well.
Was he the only coach, or was that the only coaching staff that really talked about more than basketball with you?
No, it was other coaches, but that was like my main recruiter. So like that's who talked to me the most.
When you dropped that top three to the point you committed, when did you know Georgia Tech was a school you wanted to go to?
Uh, I'd say probably like maybe like a week later, something like that.
And when that set in, when you called the coaches then, what was their reaction?
They were very excited. It was like we've been waiting for a long time. You know, we're one of the first schools to jump on you, and we're just really excited and can't wait till you get down here.
Absolutely. Well, a few more things before I let you go. One is you're known as a big guard. We talked about the combo guard earlier, but you are a lot taller. You're the modern day bigger guard. How have you learned to use your height and your size as an advantage?
Um, just usually, if you look at guards, pretty much I just always play my position. Like my coaches have always allowed me to play on the wing or with the ball in my hands because usually most kids that's taller when they're younger, they always put them in the post. But my coach just allowed me to always play with it in my hands or play on the wing.
That's critical because I see so many guys, we hear the stories that guys are pigeonholed into a certain position because of the height. How critical is it for a kid growing up to be put in a position where they can possibly grow into that? You're being a big guard. How critical is that?
It's real critical. I feel like everybody should be taught guard mindset because like you never know. Like some kids can have a high growth spurt and they may not grow anymore. And the same thing, because when I was younger, I hit a late growth spurt, so I always was taught guard skills and big skills just in case I grew that way. Now when I'm taller, I can put smaller guards in the post and I can show off my post game as well.
Growing into your body, how'd you get accustomed to that?
Uh, I don't know. It took a minute because I had big feet, so I grew. I had to grow into my feet. So once I finally got taller, I was kind of happy about it.
No doubt. Now, I'll like wrapping up discussing your legacy. That's something I think all guys want to do. So when you just step away from basketball someday, what do you ultimately want to be remembered for, and what do you want your legacy to be?
Uh, I say just my character off the court, not just like I feel like I'm pretty one of the most humble kids. I'm real humble, so just not being just a basketball player. I feel like my character is good as well.
Is that something your parents instilled in you, or is that something you're just kind of born with?
No, my parents they definitely emphasized that on me as well.
Basketball wasn't the only sport you grew up playing. You've also played football for a while. Discuss your love for football.
My love for football is high, no question. I started playing when I was 4, and I, I stopped playing my junior year. I didn't play my junior or senior year.
Was that just because you wanted to focus in on basketball, or what led to that stop?
Just I had to focus. I had to pick one sport, focus on basketball. I felt like that was the next closest thing that can get me to the professional level.
Absolutely. Well, final thing I was like wrapping up with then is talking about faith. I know you're a believer. Discuss your faith and how has God helped get you to the point you're at today?
Uh, like I said in my recruitment when I committed, I just said nothing is capable without Him, without God. So I feel just without Him, I could be nowhere. I'm just thankful for Him.
A lot of believers are usually born into a household of faith. When was a separating point for you? When did you start really separating from just kind of being born into and started forming your own relationship with Him?
I'd say probably my fifth, sixth grade year. That's when I really started believing in God and praying every night before I go to sleep.
Absolutely, man. My final thing, give Georgia Tech fans your three biggest goals you have set for your Georgia Tech career.
Uh, National championship, ACC championship, and finish top five in the ACC.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations once again. I appreciate you taking time to come on today, and I look forward to seeing what God's got next for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
All right, you too.